Every moment of your life begins with a single breath. Invisible to your eyes, billions of oxygen molecules enter your body, beginning one of the most extraordinary journeys in nature, a journey that keeps you alive. Your journey begins the instant you breathe in. As oxygen rushes through your nose and airways, tiny cilia clean, warm, and humidify the air, preparing it for the incredible journey deep into your lungs. With every breath, oxygen races through an incredible network of branching airways. As the passages become smaller and smaller, the journey slows. Because ahead lies one of the most remarkable structures in the human body, the alveoli. Inside your lungs, the airways divide again and again into an intricate branching network. Like the limbs of a giant tree, these tiny passages guide every oxygen molecule toward millions of microscopic air sacs where the real miracle is about to begin. At the end of every tiny airway lies a breathtaking network of millions of microscopic air sacs called alveoli. Their walls are incredibly thin, creating the perfect place for oxygen to begin the next stage of its extraordinary journey. Your lungs contain hundreds of millions of tiny air sacs called alveoli. Together, they create an enormous surface where oxygen and blood meet, making every breath remarkably efficient. Now comes the miracle. Oxygen passes through a membrane only one cell thick and enters the bloodstream, where hemoglobin inside red blood cells captures it, preparing to deliver life to every organ, every muscle, and every cell in your body. Meet the red blood cell, one of the hardest working cells in your body. Each one is packed with millions of hemoglobin molecules, ready to capture oxygen and deliver it to every corner of your body. Now fully loaded with oxygen, the red blood cell begins its most important mission, traveling to the heart before carrying the breath of life to every organ, every muscle, and every cell in your body. Now the journey reaches its most powerful engine. With every heartbeat, the left ventricle contracts with incredible force, sending oxygen-rich blood racing through the aorta to nourish every organ and every living cell. Driven by the heart's powerful contraction, oxygen-rich blood races through the aorta, the largest artery in your body. In just moments, this life-giving cargo begins its journey to every organ, every muscle, and every living cell. The journey continues through an astonishing network of blood vessels stretching for thousands of kilometers throughout your body. Every branch brings oxygen closer to the cells that depend on it for life.
The journey slows as the blood reaches the tiniest vessels in your body. Here, inside microscopic capillaries, every red blood cell moves carefully into position, ready to deliver its precious cargo of oxygen to the cells waiting just beyond the vessel wall.
At last, the journey reaches its destination. Oxygen leaves the bloodstream and enters your body's cells, where it will help release the energy needed for every heartbeat, every movement, every thought, and every moment of life. Inside every living cell are tiny structures called mitochondria, the cell's power stations. Here, oxygen joins with nutrients in a remarkable process that releases the energy your body needs to move, think, grow, and survive. These tiny organelles are the powerhouses of your cells. Using oxygen and nutrients, they produce ATP, the energy molecule that powers every heartbeat, every breath, every movement, and every thought you have. This is ATP, the energy currency of life. Every molecule produced inside your cells powers the countless processes that keep you alive, from every heartbeat and every breath to every step, every smile, and every thought. As energy is released, another important molecule is created, carbon dioxide. No longer needed by the cell, it begins a new journey, leaving the cell to be carried back to the lungs, where it will be exhaled with your next breath. With its job complete, carbon dioxide leaves the cell and enters the bloodstream. Carried by the blood, it begins the return trip to the heart and then the lungs, where it will be released with your next breath. The carbon dioxide-rich blood returns to the right side of the heart. With the next heartbeat, it is pumped through the pulmonary arteries toward the lungs, where the waste gas will soon be released and a fresh supply of oxygen will begin the cycle again. Back in the lungs, carbon dioxide leaves the bloodstream and enters the tiny air sacs called alveoli. With your next breath out, it will leave your body, while fresh oxygen enters the blood, beginning this extraordinary journey all over again. With every breath out, carbon dioxide leaves your body, and with every breath in, fresh oxygen begins the incredible journey once again. This invisible cycle repeats over 20,000 times every day, keeping you alive every second of your life. Every breath is the beginning of an extraordinary journey. From the air around you to the deepest cells in your body, oxygen keeps you alive every second, every minute, every day. And as one breath ends, another begins. From your very first breath to your very last, this extraordinary journey never stops. Every heartbeat, every breath, every cell depends on this invisible cycle of life. And with every new breath, the journey begins again. Thanks for watching Anatomy Insight. If you enjoyed this journey, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Until our next journey, stay curious.